Ken Scaturro, CEO of Kinly. Thank you very much for joining us.
Guy, good to see you.
Thank you. Last year, you announced this very big merger in the AV and IT space between Yorktel and Kinly. What would people who know Kinly be surprised about if they were coming to learn about Yorktel and what you're bringing to it in the first place?
Yeah, first, thank you for the congratulations on the merger of two really strong companies that we believe have created a powerhouse in our industry. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. Um, so I think most people don't realize that Yorktel started from day one 40 years ago as a managed services company, and all we did was managed services,
Mhm.
right? We were network folks, right? IP folks very early on,
Mhm.
and we managed the network infrastructure and the codecs sitting on the wall, and that's all we did for 15 years.
Mhm.
So we have a very strong pedigree
Mhm.
of managed services. And then we got into the integration business because our customers wanted us to move out and be an end-to-end provider of managed services and get the devices that were on the table and the microphones, not just the codecs that were out there. So part of the thesis of the merger of the two companies is we were both very strong in systems integration in various parts of the world with very little overlap of capability.
Mhm.
But what we bring to the combined company is that pedigree in the managed services and bringing those managed services global, particularly into the customer set of Kinley, and
Mhm.
then the net new customers that are going to see the value of having our managed services.
I mean, it's extraordinary in a way because some of the strengths that you're talking about are in managed services and in networking are the areas that AV is actually moving towards. You were there in the place where AV is going to.
Yeah, I was on a panel, I think it was yesterday or the day before,
Yeah,
and somebody said, well, we're moving AV over IP.
yeah,
I stopped everybody and said, this has already happened,
yeah,
right? This is not a thing anymore. It's not a talking point anymore, right?
yeah,
We've been doing this for 20 plus years,
yeah,
right? So this is just has to be a capability. And I think part of the AV industry has to understand that it's not a migration. It's the migration has happened. Now it's tweaking
yeah,
this AV over IP.
yeah. And obviously you started off at one place. Why why merge with Kinley? What was the advantage there, both for both companies, would you say?
Yeah, I think both of our customer sets wanted a more global presence,
Yeah.
right? You want global delivery at scale, consistent and reliable, right? And Kinley was predominantly European, right? They had some Asia Pac presence. We were predominantly North America with some UK presence and some smaller presence across Europe and an even smaller presence in Asia Pac. So, if you do a Venn diagram then across the organizations, there was very little overlap of capabilities within the area. So we
Mhm.
immediately became a global provider that
Mhm.
had feet on the ground, boots on the ground across all of these different regions to provide the managed, or not the managed services capability, but the systems integration capability. So then if you layer the managed services capability over the top of that, and a
Mhm.
company that was pretty nascent in their managed services, a tremendous managed onsite, but it's not as much remote monitoring and management capability. You put that together from an overall corporate perspective, and
Mhm.
and the power that company brings to our customers is strong, because our customers are really looking for, right, an ideal experience, right? What is that user experience? They want to be delighted by the experience. They want to walk into a room, the room works 100% of the time.
Mhm.
So if we can deliver that experience in the background
Mhm.
without impacting their productivity,
Mhm.
then we think we bring a lot of value to our customers from that aspect.
I'm wondering what you're going to be working on next, if the IP transition has already happened. Is agentic AI obviously very big at the time of the merger last year? People are still talking about it. Is that going to be big? What are your thoughts on AI and what's coming next?
Yeah, Guy, we can't have a conversation without talking about AI, right?
Okay,
And,
yeah.
and I think one of the comments I made as we announced the merger of these two companies is really about this agentic transformation. But we've moved on from agentic transfer or AI to agentic transformation from that aspect. It's just not AI of driving efficiency. It's really AI as part of this overall agentic transformation, which is part of the digital transformation, and really automating workflows, right? Using AI against workflows, changing workflows. So it's significantly different than just AI. And we're looking at it differently, and we're developing, right? We have a whole set of developers that we've had in this organization. We've had an AI ops engine as part of our managed services for the last 4 years. So we're just continuing to build, right? We're building on that agentic model and working on that agentic transformation. And all of it is about driving a better user experience for our customers. And if you look at mean time to resolution of an issue, right? If we can collapse that as close to zero as we can by using the AI tools, automation, and then bringing the right answers to our people once we get passed through the agents and have them resolve that quickly, that's a benefit to our customers.
Super. Well, I'm so pleased that we were able to have you here this morning. How does it feel to be CEO of Kinly? Now, is it 5 months on?
It's about that, yes.
Yeah.
It's listen, I feel proud and privileged.
Yeah.
You know what I've been able to do as part of these 5 months is do a listening tour.
Yeah.
Right, and the Kinly leadership team has come across and visited all the Yorktel facilities, and myself and my leadership team from the Yorktel side has visited all of the Kinly facilities. And what we found is great people everywhere. Right, so we've got a fantastic customer or partner set. We have a great employee set, and we have the right attitude from these folks out there. And what we've learned is that our cultures are very similar. Right? So if you have the right culture with the right attitude, combined with the right vision and the right mission, it's making a difference. So I've got the passion for it. Our employees have the passion for it. I just spent all day yesterday, and I'll spend today talking to our partners out there, right? The manufacturers, all the OEMs on the floor. They've got a passion of what they see we're doing. So it's really exciting to be in this seat at this time in this industry.
Super. Well, Ken, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah. Guy, always
Cheers.
good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Cheers.
Appreciate the time.